the Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey, and already several cars out of their respective columns, like Colton Herta. Herta was way out wide, trying to grab positions at the line as Rosenqvist leads the field down into the Andretti hairpin.
We've seen side by side in 1 and 2 before, but there's contact. Scott McLaughlin looks like Newgarden. I see lots of cars involved. Yuri Vips. 2
of the 3 Team Penske Chevys are off.
And Ritas VK, so 5 cars with contact.
You're broken there.
There's Graham Rahal in the I-Packet car. That's the green car.
I'm in neutral here. I just need a refire. Front one.
2 Penskes, 2 Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Hondas. Incredible.
It's still green for the time being, so these guys are all racing for position till that yellow comes out. There it is, T-Bell. But man, I was expecting issues on the outside of turn 2, given the repave, not from the inside.
Yeah, a lot to digest here as Newgarden got his car in reverse, but he's beached. Gives the signal to the AMR safety team, and this is an important game right here. This tap dance, you want attention. If you're Newgarden, you're like, drag me out, get me refired before the pace car laps me with the field. Graham Rahal looks to be done for the day. He's gonna go talk to Yuri Vips, hopefully to check on his teammate. Doesn't quite look like it from the body language.
It sure doesn't. AMR safety workers there trying to make sure this doesn't escalate. You can't hear a lot when you're yelling through helmets, so I don't think much of a conversation can happen there.
Yeah, but I think I know sign language. Yeah. Doesn't matter where you're from.
The side. I didn't touch anyone. Everyone crashed in front of me. I just got piled up.
And that's what Yuri Vips says. Let's have a look at a replay of the start and watch for Power and Herta either side of their columns. There goes Power, Herta to the left in the white and black car.
So I don't know about Colton Herta's move there.
It's bizarre. I mean, obviously there was a checkup. You know, a jump start is considered pulling out of line before the green, so we're not sure exactly when the green was. You saw Will Power get massive sideways. That's what caused his.
Yeah, there's Colton.
Yuri Vips pulled out and then kind of got back on the brakes. Now look at the traffic jam there in the middle of your screen.
Let's see what happens here. Yuri Vips is back here with Graham Rahal. And just a little bump.
So that was Marcus Armstrong got into the back of Graham Rahal. Yeah, I think that turned him into Yuri Vips.
Yes.
It wasn't Yuri's fault. He locks up there though, but watch this. 3 into 2. And that's what gets Graham sideways, and then Vips gets tagged and goes across in front of him. There's carbon fiber flying everywhere.
So it sort of started from a 3-wide break with Armstrong in the middle.
Here we go, green flag, so Rosenqvist gets the jump in that papaya and light blue McLaren Chevy through the final turn, stretching their legs up the hill, over turn 1, and here we go again to get this Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey back underway.
It's cool up front, but I love that move from Canapino, diving on the inside of turn 11. You see a little bit of side-by-side action here now through turn 2. Rosenqvist with a nice jump up front, though, over Palou.
Oh, look at McLaughlin in the yellow and white car. He is anxious to get back to the front. That was a bold move inside 3.
And it worked. It worked really well. The XPEL Chevy is in the mix, and McLaughlin will be fuming inside that helmet.
He sure will. You see the tire compounds on the side of your screen there as a pass down the inside into turn 5 on Benjamin Peterson. That was Marcus. Oh, no, contact.
Benjamin Peterson got all kinds of sideways and had to check up, and McLaughlin got right into the back of him. Not McLaughlin's fault.
Wow, Elio Castro Neves stepped out. Did you see that? Through turn 6. Here they go, through the corkscrew. Di Francesco up at the front. Palou, turn 11. He's hassling race leader Felix Rosenqvist. The champion wants another win. Inside move by Palou on Rosenqvist. They hit. And Fro is off the track. Palou takes the lead.
Rosenqvist tried to crowd Palou to the apex, and Palou was having none of it. Dude, I've already won a championship. I got nothing to lose today. I'm going forward.
I got 5 of these trophies so far this year. I'm going to add a 6th, so I'm going to make it a cool half dozen. And man, that's a great aggressive move from Alex Palou to take the point. Rosenqvist down to 3rd now, and Will Power, the highest runner on those red, softer alternate Firestones, running in 2nd.
Palou says, I want a 6th win on the season. You know the last guy to do that? The driver chasing him, Will Power, back in 2011. Let's take you back and show you Palou's move. Final turn, here we go.
Yeah, Palou with a little shake and bake. He looked high, then ducked down low, and Rosenqvist trying to hold him down, and frankly, there's not much grip offline for Fro, so good hard racing, elbows out. and Will Power making the move up the front straightaway.
So this was Benjamin Peterson in the red car in front. He gets a little bit of a loose moment, has to jump off the throttle. I got to say, McLaughlin did a good job to avoid how much damage he potentially got. That one's actually under review right now.
Yeah,
but
that
that's
should be
number
an
30,
easy one.
That's number 35 in the queue.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Right.
things going on as
We'll
the
get to
caution
it.
flag.
Yellow, full caution.
Joseph Newgarden.
You know,
Green.
Going green, Diff.
Yeah, frustrating there for Graham Rahal. Look at this though. Will Power got squirrely in second, and Rosenquist is there to pounce, and Pato Award inside turn 2. Rosenquist, he wants to get back into the lead and back into second.
Talk about repaying the favor. Rosenquist looking very aggressive, shoulder to shoulder, just like Power put the move on him in 11. Rosenquist swings right back and hits hard.
He dragged his teammate Pato Award with him now up to third place. Power down to fourth. Now Scott Dixon in that blue and orange PNC bank machine is next in line. Colton Herta on his gearbox. It is all to play for, but it's interesting to see the difference between the primaries and the alternates right now. Will struggling to get the power down,
And
Townsend.
the truth is, on the tires, nobody has any idea what the red tires are going to do after about 6 laps. That's all anybody's seen through practice because of all the incidents, the fog delay this morning. It's a big mystery what's about to happen on the softer compound.
All these yellows at the start of the race have definitely opened up the theory of this two-stop strategy. Normally, this length of race is kind of a slam dunk 2-3-stopper, but now Dixon's going in.
It's a penalty. 45 and the 9 have been penalized. That is Scott Dixon and Christian Lundgaard. There has been nothing about the original start and Colton Herta.
Well, this would have been the contact
Yep.
that we saw for Christian Lundgaard. The one for Scott Dixon, we probably are referring to that incident with Rinus VeeKay just after turn 2, but maybe they let the start go. Maybe Colton actually didn't pull out till the green was thrown. So we're getting word from race control that yes, the start was fine, no action on Colton or the jump start.
Oh boy,
Oh,
and he almost
right.
went into Alex Palou, the race leader. Elio, one side to the track to the other, spinning, gets it going again. He's got his hands full.
That was crazy.
What a dodge from Alex Palou there. That could have been a day ender. We saw Elio spin coming out of turn 2, getting
Okay,
back
no
going.
pressure from behind, just get it gathered up.
Tried to
Tires
race
tight.
Benjamin Peterson into turn 3. Bit of contact, pitched him off sideways there. Let's take a look at it. That was a little too much action. So here we go. Coming out of 2, way wide, just offline. Like we said, it's so slippery. Around he goes.
Looked like the Wolf of Wall Street trying to get home in the Lambo. Because it gets sideways again in the next corner.
He has a little bit of help in the next corner. He keeps it running. You see Benjamin Peterson in that red car coming up now. Clearly has, he's on track. He has the right. Elio being a little bit cheeky, trying to force the issue there, and it ends up with him going off again.
Yeah.
Watch
But
this.
crucially, right in front of our race leader.
Here we go. Alex Palou's like, hey, I'm here. Elio has no idea that he's there. Here's the next Arrow McLaren Chevy to stop. Marty, awards coming your way.
Comes in from second. Pretty happy with the handling of the race car, just saying the conditions so very tough on the driver. So they started on the primary tires, going to a set of sticker primary tires again, so they will still have to run the reds later in the race.
Wonder where he blends relative to Felix Rosenquist. Pato Award reaches the end of pit speed. Rosenquist on the front straightaway. You'll see him in the brake zone shortly. There's the orange and blue McLaren as he gets hit by Marcus Ericsson.
And the tire's down. And then the 8 spins because he goes offline. The left rear of Felix Rosenquist in the orange and blue car is down. Both cars still running. The yellow flag. Oh no. Ericsson punching the steering wheel. Looks like he stalled it.
That's a Swedish spin. Ericsson, Rosenquist.
So when did Rosenquist's tire get cut down? Oh no!
It got cut when Marcus hit him.
When he hit him, and then he didn't really know the full extent of it. And now he does.
Well, a little too late now, but you probably should have. That's too bad that someone from the team wasn't on the radio to tell him that. As Palou dove into the pits before the yellow came out, hopefully.
I was going to say we're going to have to check that to make sure they did get on pit road before the yellow did come out for Alex Palou, who's been the dominant car to this point. Very happy with the handling of the car. Leaves pit road. Let's make sure they made it on before that caution came out and before pit road was closed. And that's also going to be a massive break for Pato Ward, who already had made his stop from second. We'll see where all this cycles out.
So normally there is a timing system that tells you as soon as the yellow comes out, if your car crosses the pit line, the commit line after the yellows come out, it'll IM the team, and the team will say drive through, don't stop. So the fact that he stopped tells me I think Palou had another lucky break and got in.
But those that couldn't stop, like Colton Herta and Will Power, they were in and living dangerously in the danger zone, and they got hit. So they'll pit under yellow and fall back many positions from the cars that have already made their first stop.
Look at this, Ericsson on his countryman Rosenquist. Big old hit at the Andretti hairpin. Rosenquist was able to fire it back up again, didn't realize the extent of that puncture. Maybe there he did, I'm not sure. And then Ericsson couldn't fire up his Husky Honda.
If you look closely, the puncture is right away from that contact, so I thought it might have happened earlier. But at this point, with the right front in the air,
yeah, he knows it's punctured. As a driver, you know, you feel that even on this little section here. So just not cautious enough. Oh, didn't really have a chance. I mean, hits the brakes, and
he didn't know what he was dealing with until the brake zone, really. So trying to hustle back, keep it on the lead lap, and that's a brutal end.
The pit's open now, and a lot of these leaders have to dive in.
Yeah, brutal for Will Power here, Marty. He was doing so well, got lucky, benefited on the start to move up, and then had pace settling in, and now he's going to drop all the way back.
Colton Herta just drove into the back of Alex Rossi coming around that tight right-hander. And let's get down to Marty with Power.
There are a lot of frustrated drivers, Hinch, if you can't tell on the radio. Will Power was concerned he might not be able to make it actually to pit road. And we talked about that alternate stint for Will Power. He actually said the tires held on much better than he thought. Callum Eilert leaving pit road as well. He is on alternate tires. And you see the 8 car having to be pushed back into a stalled at leaving pit road. Wow, what a sequence of events for the 8 team and Marcus Ericsson over the last 10 minutes.
What's happened with the 7 as well there, Marty? He wasn't in. I wasn't sure if there was contact maybe, but bad to worse for Ericsson.
Go check, and Rossi was one of those who had to make emergency service on the last stop, so we'll go see what happened with him on this stop as well.
So
the air jacks weren't working.
Yeah, not going to plan there for sure. So Rossi is released. Check this out from the Gainbridge Honda.
Is there any chance that the air inlet was damaged on the back of Rossi's car and they couldn't plug in?
Oh, sorry, he didn't hit him. I take that back. I said Colton maybe got into him. That just shows how slick this new pavement is, even in pit lane.
Will Pato O'Ward get that elusive victory of 2023? Christian Lundgaard had another one. Look at Grosjean in the yellow and red ZHL Honda. His last drive for Andretti. He'd love to get his first IndyCar win, and Peterson has gone around. That's affected one of the Hulkos Hollinger cars. I think it's Ilon.
And Elio Castroneves as well. Caution is out as the 55.
Oh, Ferrucci. That's a strange place to go off at very high speed.
Never seen a car off there, T-Bell. It's just mayhem on these restarts with this new surface. Offline, so slippery.
Got to think Ferrucci had some help as further back.
Behind the 2 green cars, you see, he's the black car. Goes up the inside of Marcus Armstrong. He's not quite there. How does he end up on the outside? McLaughlin's trying to go around him. That's what happened to his teammate.
Yeah, meanwhile, chaos at the back there with Peterson and Elio Castroneves coming together. Here's Ferrucci making a move. Look at David Malukas diving in on DeFrancesco.
Keep watching Ferrucci. He's got McLaughlin to his outside. Did McLaughlin tag him maybe accidentally to send that black mobile out wide? Too hard to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just saw a puff of smoke. Oh, boy.
Wow.
What a save. What a save on the asphalt. What a save on the dirt.
Power has been sent to the back for avoidable contact for turning Benjamin Peterson around. I think also collecting Callum Eilert as well.
Yeah, watch all the way at the back. You can see the bright red car, candy apple red car of Benjamin Peterson, and here comes Will Power. That's a pretty easy call for race control. Power locked up, sliding into the back of the 55 and getting him turned. McLaughlin had front wing damage and also has a back of the field penalty. It won't matter because he's got to make this extended service.
Surprised he did get a penalty for that, because like we said, it was a checkup situation on a flat out straightaway. Surprise. We'll take another look here. This is on the previous restart, side by side with Santino Ferrucci. He's in the black car with the red rear wing end fence, and watch this. A little checkup in front of both of them caused Santino to lift.
Yeah.
I wonder, did it start with, was that Canapino in front of Marcus Armstrong? Maybe?
It is. It's tough to tell. Somebody checked up, and that's a section where for McLaughlin, he doesn't have a choice. He's caught off guard just like everybody else. Let's head back down to pit lane with Kevin.
Well, we saw some come in and top off, including Scott Dixon. You know who's good at saving fuel? It's Scott Dixon, among others, but don't count him out at this point. They are looking to do it on one more stop, but puts them back in play, Dylan.
Green.
Award on Palou. We're back to racing. Green is the call from race control. Here we go, down the front stretch. How close is O'Ward? Look at Grosjean in the Andretti Honda, the DHL machine. Is there a big move here for position?
Defensive position from the number 10, but now Grosjean trying to go around the outside in that yellow and red machine.
That sets you up for the next turn, but he's gone too far. Augustine Canapino is there to pounce.
No grip on the outside of turn 2. Grosjean loses at least 2 spots. He still has dirt on the right-hand side of his right tires. They'll clean up on this straightaway, but risk versus reward. Tough lesson for Grosjean there. Pato O'Ward looking pretty defensive, and Canapino is in third.
Canapino is running legit third. We talked about that Rookie of the Year battle. He's not going to pull it off there. That's a tough spot into 6, but we said he basically had to finish on the podium if he had any chance of catching Marcus Armstrong, and that's where he's running.
How aggressively did Pato O'Ward defend there? We just
look out, look at Grosjean. Up the inside, and so too
how about
does Santino
Ferrucci? Ferrucci, you couldn't put a piece of paper between his right sides and Devlin DiFrancesco.
That was a nice move, and we've seen Grosjean do that before in years prior here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. The big move
Guys,
is going to be the black and green car.
Canapino is legit. He has great pace.
He's got those red tires on right now. They're a little bit softer. Should, in theory, be a little bit faster than the black sidewall primaries that O'Ward's running right now. But you can hear even he's lifting, trying to save some fuel.
Yeah, I think, look at Scott Dixon now on his teammate Marcus Ericsson.
Ericsson a lap down already.
But Scott Dixon on chaotic days, like we've had already at Laguna Seca, Kevin, Scott Dixon, you can never count him out. He's had a penalty. He's had to make unscheduled pit stops. He is flirting with the top 10 already at half distance.
Did you say penalty? Because there's another one coming, this time for Scott McLaughlin and his teammate Will Power, a drive-through for pitting after a repositioning penalty. So they've got to come again.
Wow.
The day has gone away from Team Penske, that's for sure. All 3 drivers have had adversity. It's not been a memorable day for the right reasons in California for the captain's man.
So here we go. You can see right now Pato O'Ward dives to the pits. That's in the window as we see Malukas. He's off. Devlin DiFrancesco in the blue car.
Doesn't need this. Palou needs to get in if Malukas gets stuck.
This could really fall into O'Ward's hands.
Oh.
Hey, Palou has already gone past pit road, guys. But O'Ward is on pit road in time. If this winds up being a caution, this could flip it for Pato O'Ward and Arrow McLaren, still looking for their first win.
No.
And that is a caution. Huge break for Pato O'Ward, and everyone here in the 10 pit just kind of pounds their fist, saying, man, that was an opportunity missed.
Danger zone.
Leading the charge for the non-winners this year, Pato O'Ward, 7 podiums without a win. Could today be the day? Is this the change of fortune for champion Alex Palou? Gets caught out by this 5th and most recent caution. It could finally be Pato's day.
Well, and this also really helps Armstrong and Dixon because now they're going to get great mileage to extend themselves into the final stop. Lap 58. So that means there are 37 laps to the finish. It's an awkward situation for Pato O'Ward because he's going to need a lot of yellow to make it to the end without stopping.
So here's how it happened. This is down into turn 2. Devlin DiFrancesco on the outside there, crowding Malukas on the inside, side by side into 3. What happens here? Oh, Dev just loses the rear as soon as he touches the brakes.
Another example of just being offline and being caught out by the lack of grip when you're not on the rubbered groove of the track.
See, it's all very respectful, giving room here, and then like you say, in that dirty part of the racetrack, as soon as Dev hits the brakes, the rear end steps out, and he drives into Malukas. Malukas, innocent victim there. But again, the yellow comes out immediately because of that car-to-car contact.
IndyCar consistent with what they've done all season. 22 laps of caution so far, and even under caution, we've had incidents with the 77 and the
Kyle Kirkwood, I believe. Watch, Kirkwood comes around. I think Kirkwood stops.
No,
in
he
time.
stopped. I think.
No, here's Kirkwood's coming. Watch. Wait. Watch to the bottom.
Yeah, he just comes to a stop. I think Callum Islet just lost it on his own on the power.
You saw, I think it was Rossi earlier. Look at the thumbs up from Kirkwood. Not too thrilled about this.
Hey, what are you doing there, Callum?
Bad to worse for Kirkwood.
Pato O'Ward in the Aaron McLaren Chevy is at the front with young Marcus Armstrong right behind and Scott Dixon looking to make a move. Look at this, almost 4 wide into the final turn.
That's not going to work, guys. There's contact behind. There's Ferrucci. No, such a good result on the cards. A broken front wing. The 60 of Tom Blomqvist to stop. Surely another yellow is coming.
Bring out
and there it is.
Most common color of the day. Under this most recent caution, which is number 6 of the day, there's been a flurry of pit stops, and most notably, Scott Dixon and Marcus Armstrong of Chip Ganassi Racing, the Penske teammates of Power and McLaughlin, they stopped as well, but let's show you. Here you go.
Green car is Armstrong. He was ahead of Dixon on that alternate strategy. The number 9 comes to his box. It's going to be close between the teammates. This race team, excellent on pit lane. They launch Dixon. Watch the green car, Armstrong. And good old Dixie Dust sprinkling.
How about that? So a day that has had penalties, controversial calls for him, increased temperature from the 6-time champion and frustration, and he's just put himself and his team yet again in a magical position to potentially win this race. Grosjean will be on the attack against his old teammate on the inside. Grosjean pounces. Forceful move early. That was opportunistic. And lights it up, and there's more collisions.
Ryan Hunter-Reay trying to go through as well, but it's chaos in the back. That's the Hy-Vee Honda. Oh, man, we see Marcus Ericsson and Marcus Armstrong, who was one of those leaders on that other strategy, and now the yellow is out. And Hunter-Reay did get around the DHL Honda of Romain Grosjean. Teammates here. Armstrong having a great day. Ericsson already having a bad day. You can see the frustration.
Onboard Colton Herta.
So this is Armstrong essentially trying to pass Dixon for the lead. All locked up. Colton Herta. I think maybe Armstrong just lost it on his own. I'm not sure if there was contact with Peterson there.
3 wide into a section of track that really can only handle one on the line as Colton Herta got slammed.
Green.
Not quite close enough to O'Ward. Here goes the teammates around the outside. Callum Islet and Augustine Canapino. And I think Dixon hit Palou, his teammate. Palou got all squirrely for the lead of the race. Romain Grosjean gets O'Ward.
Not saving fuel there, is he? That's a great move as the teammates from Uncle's Honda side by side, slight contact.
So Dixon sneaks through. That's huge for Scott Dixon. Now he's going to work on Devlin DiFrancesco, and he'll get around.
Devlin having that shifting problem. If he's in emergency mode, he's having to lift off the throttle every time he pulls the paddle. Very distracting for a driver, and a huge time loss as well, as there's now a bit of a parking lot back here. Felix Rosenqvist dropping wheels off of 4.
Regains it now, gets back on track. Look at this. The mad scramble is on. DiFrancesco with a wounded car. McLaughlin now whips up the inside of Alex Palou. McLaughlin and Dixon are on the same strategy, so he's trying to go with his countryman as that Honkos Hollinger Chevy is in trouble.
That's Callum Islet, I believe. I wonder if he has a cut tire from contact earlier or other body damage, but Callum Islet well slowed now as Palou tries to get around. So you've got Grosjean trying to be the rabbit, trying to get away and open up a gap for his final stop. Pato O'Ward trying to do the same thing. But Scott Dixon in a dramatic day on track, once again in the catbird seat.
Extra save.
You can't help but laugh. Extra save, you're saying to Pato O'Ward. But Dixon able to just keep running him down here, and there's another stop on the cards for the 5.
His peers say, how does he do it? How does Dixon do it? Well, you've watched today. Consistency, resilience, fuel economy, patience. Yes, he got angry. Yes, he let his temper get the better of him, but look out!
Oh,
look
Castro
out!
Neves.
Herta and Castro Neves. Elio continues. Herta does not.
Caution.
Again. Well, the day has taken a turn for Pato O'Ward and Romain Grosjean, forced to pit with 19 laps to go. That changes the complexion of the race and their respective races, as Scott Dixon and countryman Scott McLaughlin cycle to the top, followed by Callum Islet. Texas 2021. Scott Dixon won. Scott McLaughlin followed him home, racing his hero for the win. That was back in 2021. McLaughlin's got a lot more races under his belt now. How's he going to race his hero here for the win of this Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey? Back to green, Dixon in the lead.
I mean, it's the two Scots from New Zealand up top, but again, Callum Ilott with a great run going here in P3. It's all clean so far, guys. I don't want to jinx it. There's power up the inside of Christian Lundgaard. There's contact in two. And now Rossi's going to try to capitalize.
This is what happens at the end of the season. If you've got 17 to go, no more pit stops, you don't care anymore. All you want is a podium or a top 5 if you can get it. You don't care if you're bouncing off other cars. It is caution to the wind.
I think there may have been contact earlier between Power and Lundgaard, and that was a bit of a payback from Lundgaard on Power. Rinus VeeKay finds himself in there, but VeeKay's way down the order, not on the lead lap. Meanwhile, this is on the lead lap, and for the big positions, here comes the champ, Palou on Callum Ilott. Think about the co-owners at Hulkos Hollinger. They are flanking the champ. Ilott in front, Canapino behind. What an extraordinary day for Hulkos Hollinger.
And this is the kind of performance that Callum Ilott has demonstrated he's capable of, but he now finds himself in position to get it done with some of the biggest names in the sport. The top 3 that he raced with, all race winners. There's 8 championships between Dixon and Alex Palou. So he is at the deep end of the pool. Look at this, Will Power coming forward.
Uh-oh, look out on the inside. Alexander Rossi forcing it there.
Guys, how about this run from Rossi up to P6 now after getting around Agustin Canapino? Remember, he had that broken air jack system, had to do manual lifting of the car in pit lane. He's had all sorts of problems. Lundgaard also doing a great job. You can see the steering wheel is a little crooked on that car from that first lap contact. So everybody's having a good show right now up at the front, but really impressed with the comeback as well from Rossi here.
Yeah, let's start with the man who in 13 laps will collect the Astor Cup for the second time. This has been very emblematic of their entire season. The brakes just falling Palou's way today, much like it did last week at Portland where he won. He will finish the year with 5 wins and a second championship. Right behind him, Will Power, who admitted to me earlier this week, he said, listen, a lot of things off track really distracted me this year. I'm going to come in next year with a new focus with the 12 team and really spend the offseason getting ready for 2024.
Climbing the hill a final time at the end of the Rahal Straight for the corkscrew. This has happened so many times in this illustrious career. That is, his peers and competitors left scratching their heads, asking the question, how does Dixon do it? Well, he does it like this. And guess what? For everything Scott Dixon has achieved, he's never won at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. He has now. Dixon finishes off the season with another victory. That's 3 for 23.
What are you thinking when you go to the back early with the penalty, and how did you drive to the front again?
Yeah, it was definitely, credit to this team, and I think they've been, they've just been executing like that all year. So it's been a special, group to be a part of. Obviously celebrating Alex's second championship, which is big too. Obviously he tied it up last week, but I can't thank this PNC Bank group enough. Honda, obviously, for the mileage. We had a bit of an issue this morning. We got a grid penalty, had to go to, lose 6 spots, and then got caught up in some mayhem at the start. I'll definitely say I didn't agree with the call, but I haven't seen all of it yet, but I had nowhere to go, so I don't know what they expect me to do, but we won. That's all that matters. We won.
Congratulations. Scott Dixon can now begin thinking about championship number 7 as a possibility next season, Lee.
And now for the man of the hour, let's welcome to the stage the now 2-time NTT IndyCar Series champion, Alex Palou. Come on up, Alex. What a year for the 10 team, 5 wins, including 3 in a row at one point. What's the emotion, Alex, of winning the second championship compared to the first one, especially with all the stuff you guys dealt with this year?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing year. 5 wins, 10 podiums. And today was going to be a really good race as well. The yellows didn't help us, but it was a fun race. Everybody at Chip Ganassi Racing did an awesome job giving us the cars we needed. And yeah, super happy to get our second championship together.
Are you ready for some hardware? You've taken the Astor Cup before. So let's bring up to the championship stage Bailey Long from Johnston's. It'll be the second championship ring for Alex Palou. That's something you can show off as a team cheers right here with that championship ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 NTT IndyCar Series champion, Alex Palou, now a two-time title winner.